Don't allow your anger and your disappointment to get in the way of your purpose as a mother, and that is to be there for your child. When he was 12, we noticed some changes that actually happened in his life, changes in his character. He was no longer the child who, you could take anywhere and he would sit down and he would do what he was told and everything. He just spiraled, and it wasn't. I knew that there was something different about him, and I knew that he was dabbling. I thought it was weed, actually, just weed. I did not know that it was, progressed to crack cocaine. There was one particular day, we went to church on Sunday and Pastor preached a message entitled Firstborns and First Sons. It helped me to understand, what it is a firstborn goes through. And because of the enormity of the calling on their lives, of their purpose, the enemy attacks them. There was another word that message that he preached. And he preached, it was called, Your Son will shine again. The way I took it, I didn't see it as your son, as in S-U-N. What I received in my spirit at that time was your son, S-O-N. In the beginning bit, it didn't seem like there wasn't much happening, but I just trusted God. And I said, God, I just know you're going to turn things around for our son, and I know that you're going to use him for your glory. When he was fully steeped, I can say, in heroin and crack cocaine addiction, was 7 years. I wanted him to be receptive to change, for his mindset to change, and that was my prayer, that God would change his mind and make him want to get well, want to get better. So this one morning he woke up and he came to my room where I was sleeping, and he just broke down and cried. We arranged for him to see a counsellor because he agreed to go for counselling. And then, even though I felt a little bit discouraged at that time and a bit upset and a bit angry, I just stood there and I said, you know what, I'm not even going to lean on my own understanding of this because I don't know what God is doing. I gave my son back to God many years ago. When you dedicate your child, your firstborn, back to God, it's not that he's no longer your responsibility, but it's like your responsibility is different. It's the case that, the whole brevity of the responsibility of that child becomes God's responsibility. Your part now is for God to order your steps on how to raise that child according to his instructions. It was quite enlightening and quite horrific, actually, what he said. I mean, he shared how he was in such a dark place. That's what he said, a dark place. And he said that he tried to take his own life several times, tried to hang himself. So, the enemy was really trying it with our son. He was really trying to abort his destiny, but, he failed. And he was always going to fail. He was never going to succeed anyway, in Jesus' name. God told me in my time of devotion that, I'm going to make your son a voice and not a noise. God told me that in my spirit. So I'm going to give him platforms to speak from. There was something that Pastor said as well in regards to firstborn sons. It's the most important thing to remember is always keep that line of communication open with that child. And I think one of the key things in Craig's rehabilitation as well was the love as well. Pouring so much love. I mean, a mother is a nurturer, yeah? So nurturing him with love, even when, he'd be open and honest and tell me things, not judging him, just allowing him that space just to be him and to express himself. Pastor Matthew, Pastor Emerson, the messages that they've preached have just been on point. And I could even go as far as to say that the message that they preach saves lives. Because I just think to myself, what if I missed that service? you know, your son will rise again. What if I missed that service, firstborns and first sons? What if, you know, I didn't receive those messages that encouraged me to, you know, keep the door of communication open for our son? You know, how to manage a rebellious child. What if I didn't receive those messages? What would I have done? You know, what would we have done as a couple? I don't know. So I say the messages that I heard, you know, saved our son's life. That's what I can say. And I thank God for the leadership of KICC.